Hello, I'm Mitchell, or otherwise known as Creation Callus. I'm joined here by Ryan, also known as Low Batteries. I'm also joined by Mike and Logan. We're going to be talking about the new cards that are being spoiled this week for Journey Into Nyx. What do we have first?
The first one we're going to take a look at is Worst Fears. It was actually just released this Thursday midnight. It is 7 and a black, sorcery speed, mythic. You control target player during that player's next turn. Exile Worst Fears. So, before we start anything, I want to say that the flavor text on it is really cool. Because it mentions Elspeth. Shut up. Shut up and let me have this. It mentions Elspeth in the fact it says Elspeth feared that her trespass into Nyx would not go unanswered. I like that. I also like that the fact that it's a Sorin thing, and I'm a really big Sorin guy. So, I like it. I don't think it'll see standard play on that note.
Yeah,
it's going to be
I don't
awful.
think it'll be seeing any.
I don't think it'll be seeing any play.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be seeing any constructive play at all.
But it's a mythic, so it's good, right?
I guess if you're a casual.
I am a casual.
How much do you think this card's gonna be worth? $5?
50 cents.
50 cents. It's
I don't know. Casual players drive up prices.
50 cents.
You think?
at most
$50.
$1.50 at most.
It's a really cool card.
It is cool.
It's cool, but it's 50 cents.
50 cents to $1.
Yeah.
I like how in the reminder text it says you see all cards that player could see. It tells you that you get to in fact see their cards.
But I mean, people get Llanowar Elves kind of confused.
You know what this basically says to me is that this is an 8 mana Thought Season. I don't get to discard a card of yours.
You do. You get to Lightning Bolt them with their own Lightning Bolt.
That's true. Okay, so that is true.
For 8 mana.
Not their Lightning Bolt, though. Maybe their Lightning Bolt, if this is in Modern.
Yeah, we're obviously talking about this for Modern. Yeah?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Why not Legacy? Or
Omnitel. Omnitel.
Obviously, that's where this card goes.
In all seriousness, though, I don't see this card seeing
The card's
any
cool,
play.
and I'm glad it's here, but I'd be mad when I open it in my draft deck. And
The art's cool.
And the person next to you is going to be really happy because they're casual and they're going to be like, oh,
that's
sweet.
fine.
It's a mythic. I'm gonna slam
And then
this.
they'll pass me Wingsteed Rider.
It
It's all
doesn't
good.
even-
Yeah, it'll be sweet.
It doesn't even fit in DDH.
Wingsteed Rider, this is Journey in the Nyx. How are you gonna
I
get-
draft weird. Yeah.
But, okay.
Okay.
Let's go on to the next card then.
The next card?
Yeah.
Okay, so the next card, picking it up slightly, I guess, a Johnny, Mentor of Heroes, the
I like his art.
Planeswalker.
I like his art.
His art's cool, and he's
He's the first
I'm
Well,
not going to lie. Look, when I saw this card and looked at his ultimate, I thought it was fake.
I think we all did.
See,
I'm right there with you.
I didn't think it was fake. I knew Wizards would do that. Wizards
Wizards has a 6th sense
Wizard
of humor.
has balls.
Okay,
But-
in all seriousness, in standard right now, I don't think it can see any play whatsoever.
I think it's costed too highly to be able to be played in anything.
Mm-hmm.
Even
But-
in the next Iron environment. I think 5 mana is too much for this effect. If it was 3 or 4 mana, I could see it being more reasonable and be able to push a green-white deck into standard. But at 5 mana, it's not doing anything.
Now, how much is this going to be worth?
$5 probably.
No way.
No way, it's going to be more than that.
$5.
Maybe in a few months.
Okay,
to
well,
a
I mean,
year.
I'm thinking, like, when the price actually stabilizes, it'll be, like, $5.
Oh yeah, this card's not gonna be expensive. It's gonna be like another like Liliana of the Dark Realms.
So about
It's-
6-ish.
6 to 10-ish, I think.
Well, that card kind of fluctuates. I'm not sure
Yeah.
why.
The one thing I do want to say is that it
It's
is
not as
one
bad
of
as Tibble.
Tybalt is the greatest planeswalker to ever be printed. You take that back.
Is there something wrong with my Tybalt deck?
Yes.
Johnny,
Tybalt's good.
I do have to say the fact that he has 2+ abilities, that I like that because I don't like the whole minus.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
I don't like the fact that there's 2+ abilities because they balance the individual effects for both of those abilities to be less powerful because there are 2 of them.
True.
If he got one of those effects and did something else, maybe like exile permanent or something, anything that like protects him would be really good.
But this just means that Ajani still holds the title of the Planeswalker with 3 completely unrelated abilities.
Okay, fair enough.
Tap things down. Lightning Helix. Armageddon.
Gain 100
These
life.
seem like cool effects. Let's throw them on a Planeswalker.
But Mike did say something, and I don't know. I feel like Mitchell drowned him out. Ajani is the first Selesnya Planeswalker?
Yeah, there aren't any other
Yeah.
green-white Planeswalkers.
There are no
Selesnya
blue-white
Pride.
Planeswalkers.
Yeah, there are.
He's not showing it.
No,
Blue
he's
white?
not.
No, there's no blue-white. What blue-white?
Damn
There are no blue-white planeswalkers.
Johnny looks like he's lost a little bit of weight. That's
And he
pretty good.
lost his weapon, so I mean he's got a different weapon now too. That's something else.
I mean, like every
Hitting
time
the
we see the
gym.
guy, he's like...
You're wrong because Venser is a white-blue planeswalker.
Boom.
White-blue.
Yeah,
Oh.
I had to prove you wrong.
Well, I
That-
forgot about Venser.
we
Like,
have
I wasn't
the
playing when
internet.
Venser existed.
We have the internet, so that's something.
You play now when he exists.
But like, nobody uses him in Standard, Modern, or Legacy, so...
All right, next card.
Next
Yeah,
card,
next
we're done.
card.
We're done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're
Okay,
done here.
so we got the two really bad mythics out of the way, I think. Yeah, no, I'm not even gonna say that because I still believe a Johnny might see play in next standard. Next standard.
People can dream.
I am a dreamer. I'm not the only one. The next card is Iroas, God of Victory. Right now, in my opinion, the best god that has been released. Because
in this set,
in this set, yes,
Okay.
yeah. Because for 4 mana, you get an indestructible 7/4 body that says creatures that has madcap skills, half of madcap skills pre-attached to them, and says swing away because your creatures aren't gonna die when they do. Aggro loves that. I'm an
Here-
aggro guy.
Like, but the red-white aggro decks or the red-white devotion decks, the things that would be running him right now, aren't really the best decks in like standard, because they're poorly positioned against all of the other decks in the current metagame.
Right.
I think he might be relevant in the future, maybe, possibly. Like when RTR rotates out, I think he might be a relevant card because the red-white decks get to retain Fanatic of Mogus and Stormbreath Dragon, or not Fanatic of Mogus. What's the Fanatic that they use?
Fanatic of Mogus.
Mogus,
That's
yeah.
right.
Mogus.
Yeah.
Okay.
You had
yeah. They get to retain some of their like key finisher cards. They just need the enablers.
they lose
again.
all their devotion.
They
cards,
that's
though.
all they need. Those they just need some enablers, and I think that's perfectly reasonable to expect to find in the next core set or the next fall block.
Mhm.
I think the reason the deck likes it so much is, like you said, it is poorly positioned right now because Standard's being dominated by like 3 or 4 decks right now. But this card is, it's not necessarily at the top of their curve, but it's pretty much there. So it's like you already have amassed your army of like small creatures that are, red and white and stuff like that. And then you slam him down, and you don't care if he's a creature or not because now your creatures have the evasion that they need, and you don't have to worry about them dying when you swing them into battle anymore. So
yeah,
like,
I mean, but he fits on the curve because the deck runs Stormbreath Dragon and Fanatic, so it fits right in.
yeah,
Like,
and that's what I'm saying. Like, so in essence, it's once you slam him down, you can like swing in and confidently say like you can 2-for-1 them because they're gonna have to block for 2 with 2 of their guys, and your creature won't take damage from it.
I agree with Mitch. For standard capabilities, he's a huge bomb in limited.
Yeah, he is.
If we're gonna talk
like
about
you just
limited.
slam him and you win.
4 mana is not unreasonable.
It's
Like-
4 mana. Watch me win combat for the rest of the game.
Yeah, like
Wingsteed Rider, Ordeal of Heliod, Iroas,
good game.
another Wingsteed Rider.
You don't even need to be in the air. You win combat on the ground.
It really makes
Moral
you
Striker
feel
here
good.
because I cheated.
On that note, we forgot to talk about Johnny and his limited applications. You take him every time if you're first pick for stack, right? Like he still provides enough advantage.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm gonna say
Yeah.
yeah because I just feel
And
like
if
that's
you
a good way to
happen,
end
if
it.
you for some reason happen to get him to ultimate, you basically just win the game in limited.
If you open a pack in limited and there's a planeswalker, unless his name is Tybalt, you take him.
No, I think I would probably still
Chandra.
take Pelt.
There was a Chandra. You
There
just
was
never
a
touched.
Chandra you didn't take, a single one. The other ones were okay.
Yeah.
I like collecting planeswalkers, so I probably would just take it to have it.
I mean, I would too. If I open a planeswalker, I'd take it.
Not to mention, like we were discussing, going back to Ajani, is that right now his price will be relatively high until it settles out, I think. So if you're going to draft early after this is released,
I don't think
slam
it'll.
him.
What do you think we'll start at? What do you think people are going to pre-order this thing at?
35. He's a planeswalker.
30. It's gonna be around 30.
Yeah,
I was gonna
30
say
to 35.
20, like a Kiora.
Kyora's actually good though.
I know, but okay, so Kiora's actually good, and we're saying Ajani's gonna be pre-ordered at more.
Maybe.
It's a Johnny.
Johnny's more like iconic. Than
That's true.
Kiora
That
would
is
ever
true.
be.
He's a core.
So
set
the people
planeswalker.
that are collecting Planeswalkers will collect Ajani because it's Ajani.
There's also the fact that it's the first green white one.
That's
Yeah.
true too.
Kyora's the
And
first
art-
blue-green one
the,
though, right?
The art,
I believe.
Yes.
Yes.
the art's really sick on it too.
Yeah, the art
That is really cool.
From
Yeah.
a collector's perspective, that is really awesome.
Now, who were we talking about? Like a god or something? I think I wrote.
Iroas, yeah.
Fuck that guy.
I think we talked a good amount
Well, we
about him.
didn't. We said all but one thing about him. What price is he going to be? What price is Iroas going to be?
If we're gonna talk about settle out price, is going to be low in like 2 months, but then probably skyrocket or at least go up somewhat when standard rotates.
Assuming that the deck gets the things that it needs in the core set.
Yeah.
I'm gonna think that he's gonna basically follow along with the other gods and settle in that like $7 to $10 range, except for I think Xenagos, which is at like 16 or 17. Or has
Thassa's also around
Thassa's
15.
up there
I was
too?
about to mention Thassa.
Oh, that's right. Mono blue is a thing. Whoops, forgot.
4 of.
And the black decks play Erebos as a 1 or 2 of,
But for the most part, like all of the other gods, I think he'll settle in there until next standard, when I think that... I feel like a lot of this is going to make an impact next standard, not so much this standard.
yeah.
There's just a lot of quality RTR cards.
Yeah.
Okay, next card.
Why are you asking us?
Because I just want to
You
know
have
if
the
you guys
list.
are ready.
Yeah, you have the list.
Wow.
Well, okay, fine then. Pronunciation of Greek gods and stuff, don't hold me to it. Karanos, something like that. I'm
Karanos.
guessing like kerosene, so Karanos.
Karanos, probably.
God of Storms,
Karanos.
the Izzet god. 5-drop, 3 in Izzet colors, 6/5 indestructible. Reveal the first card you draw on each of your turns. If it's a land card, you draw a card. If it's a non-land card, you lightning bolt a person or creature.
I really want it to be at your upkeep so I can make a combo deck called Infinite Upkeeps with him as the win condition.
You don't get to do that, I'm sorry.
I guess it's back to Curse of the Bloody Tome. No, but I don't really like this card.
You don't like it at all? You
I
don't,
don't
even,
really-
you don't
I
think
don't-
it looks cool?
It looks cool, okay, yeah.
The
It
card,
looks cool.
the card art looks really cool.
But I don't really like it. I don't know.
Limited, it's good.
I think all the gods in Limited are good.
Not true.
Which ones?
Karametra.
Fair enough. Okay,
Yeah.
you proved my point. Well, you proved your point, not my point.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oops.
I like Karamatra though, so whatever.
But the thing is, like, however you say his name,
Kratos?
the god,
Kratos.
yeah, Kratos, god of the storms. He's really only good in like against control matchups. And
It's a
like,
sweet card for EDH, I think. It is.
I mean, I
its
suppose, but like,
Like, you get infinite value. By infinite, I mean lightning bolt every turn.
yeah,
Every
you-
turn you either draw a card or you lightning bolt somebody for free. Something, I should say.
yeah, but
And-
5
and-
mana for standard, like,
Just think about this. You draw a card with his ability, and the card you drew was Lightning Bolt. Wow. That's great value.
I mean, it's actually probably okay sometimes in the control deck matchups.
that's the only
As
place
a
I can
si- like,
see him
as a sideboard,
standard.
essentially.
As a
But like,
sideboard option,
what red blue
maybe.
deck is there?
I have no idea.
Is it Blitz?
We can stop right there.
Is
Yeah.
it Blitz is not going to run this deck. And I threw that together because I didn't have money to actually build a standard deck.
What a modern deck you have money for?
Well, I mean, I put the money in and I don't have to change it. I don't have to try selling cards that rotate out.
There you go. I'm advocating modern.
You're all terrible people.
I have a standard deck, don't worry.
All right, well, Logan, what's your opinion on it? Outside, like for constructed,
For
that
constructed?
red blue deck. What is that red blue deck?
I don't think it's just red blue. I think it's red blue something. If that's black or white or green, I don't really know. But I think he can see some sideboard play in control matchups. If there is no other thing like Aetherling or Jace Memory Adept, that might fill its spot.
That's basically where I saw it. So,
Yeah.
I mean, like that's very like a very limited frame of use. So I don't. Really
Okay.
like it.
I really like it.
It doesn't.
It's
impress
cool.
me.
It's a
Yeah,
really
it's,
cool
it's,
card.
it's a cool idea.
So we all are in agreement with that it's a cool card.
This
idea.
set's full of flavor, pretty empty for standard.
So far.
So
So far. Maybe next week we'll see some more awesome stuff come out. But
All right. Well, what's the next method?
we weren't done yet.
Let's.
What's his price?
Not high.
I
Not
don't care
high.
about him at all.
Wow, you are so lackluster on that. I'm gonna say lower, like 7 or lower. Because he's a god, I think that he'll have some value put into
He'll
him.
probably be around 7 or 8.
But
And
I don't-
somebody will be making an EDH deck around him.
someone will, yeah. Someone will make a Izzet deck around him with
It's not going to be me.
combos.
Nope, I would never do that.
Is
It's-
it Blitz and EDH?
It's gonna be Mike and Mitchell, and they're both going to do it.
Okay.
I
You
just
told
had
me
a great idea. Black, blue, red. ad nauseum is it Blitz?
No.
You have 40 life. You have so much to work with.
Yeah!
Stop it. This is not okay.
Dark Rit. Oh wait, no, this is EDH.
Last
Dark
time-
Rit, Cabal Rit, Desperate Ritual, Seething Song. What do I do now?
Last time you told me to build a deck jokingly, I went and I built it.
Druids?
Mono white storm.
Piratic
Mono white
Control.
storm.
Quote unquote with the storm.
Yawgmoth's Will.
So we move on to the next god now.
We do
Yeah.
move on to the next god.
Move on to
The
that.
last god that was revealed so far for us. Krufix, God of Horizons. 3 green blue, 4/7 indestructible. You have no maximum hand size, and Omnath's ability, if unused mana would empty from your mana pool, it becomes colorless instead.
Omnath keeps green mana.
I know, but it's basically Omnath. I think it's Omnath better and worse than. Because it's not just green mana, it's colorless mana. But, you know, it's also a little bit trickier because it's green-blue god. So it's a little bit harder to play.
I really like Krufix.
I do
I'm just
too.
gonna start. I like Krufix.
I do
As
too.
an EDH card.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't think it can be a commander because I think Omnath is just better. But
If you're gonna save mana, Omnath is much better. You don't need blue for that deck.
yeah, like
But you have no maximum hand size with this, so in EDH, that's like a
so maybe
really
like a
pivotal
blue-green
thing.
combo deck or something.
Yeah.
But Prime Speaker Zagana.
I mean, but if you wanted to, just because if you want to do something different, or maybe as an alternate commander.
Yeah,
I think
guess.
it can see a lot of play in any of the commander decks that have green and blue in them. Probably all of them will run this card, right? Like
Probably.
It just
If it's
seems
blue and
good.
green, yeah, I
I'd
can
run
see
it.
it.
Rafik might not run it.
Rafik's more of like an
The aggro deck, yeah. But it's basically anyone that's geared towards multiplayer. This card's very good.
What about in like I already know the answer I'm gonna get, but I feel like I have to ask. What about in standard?
There isn't a place for him in standard.
Uh-oh!
I don't know about this, Mitch. There is a deck that I've been trying to brew with these new cards.
Okay, well, we all know how that goes.
It might work out.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Alright.
How's it work?
We're gonna get a taste of this later, but there's this card that lets you draw more cards you can play enchantments. And it's green. So,
Which is something that green doesn't do, so it's
So,
pretty awesome.
this card might see some play in that deck. I mean, it's a stretch. I don't think it's actually gonna see play, but if it does, I'd be very happy about it.
And then there's me, and I
We're
don't.
talking about standard, the format of net decking.
I mean,
I hate neck decking.
I
so-
never net deck. I only play
I mean, but
Esper
like-
and Mono Blue
okay.
aggro. I make all my own decks.
You also play blue-white.
Oh yeah, you're right.
I play
Sometimes
as a
it's
Blitz in standard. I didn't have to net deck it. I grabbed cheap blue-red things, shuffled them together, and lost a
I
couple
just-
games.
I feel like you could build like a really crazy combo with Krufix though, because you have like Kior's follower.
Non-standard.
Huh?
Non-standard.
Maybe not right now, but I like to look.
They'll never print, like, a good combo in standard.
Like Wizards doesn't want combo in standard. It's just not something they're geared towards.
And it's a small enough
I'm
format.
not okay. When I say combo, I don't mean like combo I go infinite sort of deal or anything like that. But I'm talking about like you can generate so much mana with this and what's in blue green right now with standard with like Prophet of Krufix and Kior's follower and Voyaging
But, like-
Satyr and Nykthos Shrine to Nyx.
What do you empty the mana to?
Like personally right now the only thing that's coming to mind, and it's a kind of a bad example, like Miscata Hydra or anything like that where
Alright.
you can.
It's gonna be a band. You know, like Krufix God of Horizons, and then you're gonna be like Sphinx's Revelation
Yes!
for 25,
That was my exact example, and Mitchell goes, "That's a terrible idea."
and
But-
then Esper's gonna counter it, and you're gonna be like, shit.
Before you do that, you need to make sure you count your deck and you don't actually only have 24
Look, it was
cards.
only one! Stop doing that to me.
For those of you that don't understand, Mitchell Sphinx has repped himself into death.
It was blue-black control. What was I gonna do?
So that was a great day in history for.
I could have
everyone.
countered it myself, too. I didn't have to scoop.
All right, so Krufix's price. What do you guys think?
I think the fact that how good he is going to be in EDH is going to keep his price up.
Yeah.
I do
So,
too.
like, in the $10
to
range.
10 to 15, I think.
Yeah,
I
probably.
can see that.
Do you think he?
I think I'll pre-order it
do
pretty
you think
highly.
he's good in limited?
No.
No.
His effects aren't good in limited.
Yeah.
And you never count the. I will never lean on a god in limited for its ability as a creature.
Yeah. Like
That's why I've skipped
You're
them
doing
all.
it for its effect.
Yeah.
That is why I have.
It's a
have
global
mentioned that
enchantment,
once.
as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
That has a slight chance to turn into a creature.
Mike, what do you think in limited? Would you slam it?
limited expert.
Pack 1, I'm going to slam a Crewfix.
It's $15 probably. Of course you
Oh,
will.
No. Okay.
Let's talk about competitive GP level.
Okay.
We're day 2 in the finals.
I'm going to Pack 1 pick this Crewfix. But its ability is not as amazing as some of the other gods. It's not as useful as some of the other ones in limited.
But like, what
it's
if-
not that great.
Okay, well I can't give any specific examples out of this, but about the commons or anything, because we haven't really seen them all, and so.
Like 2 or 3 comments. Something like that.
Something like that.
There's not a lot of comments that have been revealed yet.
I'm sure there's gonna be something that you would pick over this.
Yeah, there's going to be some common
Yeah.
or uncommon. A Johnny's Presence, the 1 white mana Strive card deals you got +1/+1 indestructible, but you can pay 3 mana to Strive it, which is basically just multi-kicker. But it acts as like a huge heroic trigger, so I think that card's better than it in this format.
We'll get to that later because I have something in my opinion that it's a different color altogether, but one of the strive mechanics that I really like.
Okay.
But I want to say one more thing before we get off of Crewfix. So Iroas is a centaur. Coronis is like a human wizard-esque sort of thing. What is Crewfix?
Machamp.
Crewfix.
Wizard Machamp.
Yeah. Wizard Machamp.
New Mega Evolution, guys.
This is the new Mega Evolution of Machamp. Yes, okay. I just was wondering, because, and then you have Ethros, which is like a skeleton, and Fariko, which is like a snake lady. They all have this form that you can easily identify.
1 white, 1 black. When it enters the battlefield, return target permanent from your graveyard to the battlefield.
That's...
At the end of this turn, lose the game.
No.
Stop.
But, seriously, Crewfix is the only god that is in the set that I don't know what it is. It's just...
I just
ominous.
explained what it is.
It's not Machamp.
It's a bunch of stars that think they're in Pokemon.
Fair enough. You know what? We're just going to agree with
We're
it.
going to keep moving now.
Alright, what's up
Okay.
next?
The next one is, at the same time, we're going to talk about both of the temples. Temple of Epiphany and Temple of Malady, or Malady, if you want to be a little bit high class and all
And
that
not
good
pronounce
stuff.
it properly.
Whatever. Now, the Temple of Epiphany is blue-red scry when it enters
2 or
tapped.
3 of in a lot of modern decks.
Yeah, that's going to be the card that, if you're going to 1-for-1 trade
Storm
with
win.
lands, temples, you trade
Storm plays
into...
it or no? 2 stuff for Storm?
I'm going to play with it for my Storm list, because my Storm list is fetchless, so...
It's
Okay.
a scryland in blue-red, and blue loves manipulation, so, I
think it's probably 2 of in Storm.
Okay.
Because you can play it on the first turn and be fine, but you don't want it. You don't want to draw it.
Basically, where I see these cards right now are the Temple of what is it?
Epiphany.
Epiphany. Wow, I can't even read. That's gonna go in the blue, white, red control decks as its main home, and the Temple of Malady will probably be in the Jund monsters deck as its main home, or
people-
Junk monsters.
Do people still play the Golgari mid-range deck?
Kind
It's
of?
bad.
Okay, we don't know the rest of the set, but I'm pulling for Golgari Pseudo Dredge. I'm pulling for it.
Golgari Drave Troll reprint. Yeah.
I'm pulling for it. That's going to be the
Yeah,
card.
that's right, guys.
I
Let's
can't
do
wait to
it.
play you in Standard.
Look, if you play
First
me
round bye.
if you play me at all in Standard, you know that I really don't care about winning so much as just wow, this deck's really interesting and sucks.
Is
But
it?
yeah, if you guys want to send me
Blitz.
4 Temple of Epiphany to insert Logan's address here.
I'm not putting logos or addresses on the screen. No, done. Stop it.
But it's Logan's address.
No, because
Yeah.
if that happens, then people will find us, and then they'll be like, they'll be really nice to us, is what will happen.
You guys are great. We love you. Thank you for watching our videos.
So okay,
I know we suck.
the next card is City of Brass. Mana Confluence. It's
Mana Conflux.
not Conflux, Confluence.
I'm pretty sure you meant City of Brass.
I did mean City. It's City of Brass. It's tap, pay a life, add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. So it is good for mana fixing, which I think Thoros kind of needs. The block needs
Important. They can't tap it down with a Johnny Vengeant to deal damage to you.
a Johnny Vengeant.
Yeah, he taps permanents.
But I'm saying how.
Wait, no, he doesn't tap permanents. No, they can't tap it down with Ralzeric.
Okay, I was gonna say like Ajani Vengeance not even in standard right
No,
now.
I wasn't talking about for standard.
Oh, okay. But will this see standard play for mana fixing?
easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
We're all in agreement with that then.
Well, yeah.
I think a big thing, at least until standard rotates, you can target this with your Underworld connections. That's the one.
The
Underworld
black draw
yeah.
card thing.
Yeah, and never mind. I'm done.
Never mind, you're
Don't
done.
worry about it.
Don't worry about it. Bad decision on your part.
Don't enchant City of Brass with Underworld connections.
Yes, that's it. Yeah, this card.
That's
it's-
what you meant.
You can actually activate this, and not take
lose,
damage.
Not shock myself.
Yeah, not shock myself.
Real quick before
It's okay to needle drop yourself though.
before I finish what I was gonna say, real quick, both of the temples. Prices on those? Are we just going to say that they're going to be around like
Same as
$4
every
to
other one.
$5?
I mean,
5 to 7.
All the other temples are around $6 besides the blue-white temple, which is like $12.
I think Temple of Epiphany will be the most expensive one, just because it will be played in some modern combo decks.
Well, Temple of Gruul or Temple of Abandon, it's like $3. So I mean, like there are some low ones, unless that
But
one's
the
been on
Temple
the
of
rise
Epiphany is
lately,
going to see play in probably Splinter Twin, probably Storm.
I put Temple of Malady on the lower end, Temple of Epiphany on the upper end. Fair.
I suppose so. Yeah.
Yeah, the Malady, really the only deck that's playing in these are like the Junk Monsters or the Junk Monsters deck.
True. Okay, back to Mana Confluence.
Screw that card.
Bad.
Brass.
It's
Don't
bad.
play
wait,
it.
wait,
Deals
why-
damage to you.
wait,
Why
why-
play Shocklands or Mana Confluence? They deal damage to you.
What do I need this fourth swap for? I have both of those cards already.
What is its price going to be?
Ooh.
Same as City of Brass.
No, it's even
Yeah.
more.
No. Why would it be more?
Because it's standard playable.
But
and
it's
every other format playable.
being opened.
I mean, I still think it's a better card. It's a better card than City of Brass.
It's the exact same card as City of the Brass.
But it's standard
no.
playable.
Slightly
It's
better.
enchantable by Underworld connections without hurting you too much.
Yeah. It has upside.
Slightly.
And
I
its
think
art's
that-
cooler.
I think the fact that
It's art,
it's
no.
being opened, though,
City of Brass is sweet, but I like this art more. It's very colorful and
it's cool looking.
yeah.
It's got all kinds of stuff.
And I got
Five
the
rivers.
Yeah, the flavor text is really cool. I just read
Text
it.
is really cool. I agree with you on that one.
I wonder what a black river would look like.
It
Yeah, that's on the card.
doesn't
River
matter.
Styx.
Looks cool. Yeah, River of Styx. There you go.
Jump in it, become immortal. Done.
Don't know if that's how that works.
That's how that works.
Okay. Now we're
Computer
gonna,
science, maybe.
Erebos
What I'm
thinks
talking
so.
about.
we're gonna go back. Well, not necessarily back, but we're gonna go back into Mythix for 1 or 2.
Cool.
Sage of Hours, 1 and a blue, 1/1 creature. So this is pretty cool, guys. Ready? Heroic, generic heroic. So it just gets the 1/1 counter. But here's what you can do with all those counters. You can remove all of them at once,
Yeah, right.
and for each 5 counters removed this way, you get to Time Walk. So that's
So how about that F&M dissolve, guys?
That card's like actually playable in standard.
Yeah,
and,
it's so
like,
sweet
It looks really
looking.
cool.
It looks cool.
I have to replace my 4 Chinese dissolves with.
No, you need now. You need to get
Chinese
F&M
promos. Crap.
okay. Hold on.
What's the problem with Sage of Hours?
What's the Sage of Hours? Are we talking about dissolve?
It's a card that says if you remove 5 1/1 counters from it, you get to take an extra turn.
No, it says remove all 1/1 counters from it if there are 5.
That's right.
And every 5.
That's right. It's worse than what I said.
It's,
No, you
it's
read
a
it right
fine
the first
common
time.
and
You
know.
limited.
cannot bioshift all of the counters off your prime speaker onto this guy and expect to get full value out of all of those counters.
Unless
You're
multiples
only-
of 5.
You only might take 2 extra turns.
Yeah.
But what if you what if you use Ral Zurich with it? And then with Ral Zurich you use his extra turns to get enough to make extra turns with this to make Ral Zurich give you
So we're
extra
playing
turns.
blue, green, red, time walk in standard.
Yes.
So if I look at this spoiler, Ajani is sitting right beside it. Ajani's +1. I'm gonna
Put
put counters
counters.
on it.
No. What you do is you play Plukernos, you use Burning Tree Emissaries to make lots of mana with Nykthos to make Plukernos really big, wipe your opponent's board, play Prime Speaker, bioshift all the counters onto Sage of Ours, and then take a bunch of turns.
There is some combo I was looking at that
Here we go.
For some 2, 4, and 5, this Sage of Hours, a Johnny, and there's like this 4-drop. I don't know really what it does, but it lets you have infinite turns. And in standard, it's bad.
What's the
Don't play.
enchantment 1 green? It gets a counter at your upkeep. What is it?
Okay, it's. I know what you're talking about. It's a 1 green enchantment that says at the beginning of your upkeep, put a 1/1 counter on the enchanted creature. I can't think of it. It's running one of my friend's Cynic's deck. It's a really bad card, but I mean, it's funny.
You have to have a Johnny and put 2 of those on this. And then you just take all the turns.
So price. 50 cents.
50 cents.
It's gonna be more than.
It's
50 cents
It's a
because-
mythic. I'm gonna say $1.50 to $2.
You're going to pay 50 cents for this. In a lot of stores, it's going to be in the like $2 box or something.
What about EDH? We didn't touch that.
And it's still bad.
Discard
I
and
don't-
EDH.
No,
They're-
it's a 1/1.
I'm gonna run a Varel deck. I'm just gonna put enough counters on him to take infinite turns. There are other enablers, but this is just another one.
It's
Infinite
There are
turns.
better ones though.
Infinite turns.
Like-
But you can never have too many. I see
No,
what
no,
he's
no.
saying.
You can't have too many.
And this is one too many.
Oh. I'd much rather.
I
be
think what you're not
Temporal
understanding.
Mastery.
Look at the card art. It is awesome.
infinite combo with Temporal Mastery. And
It's like
Eternal Witness.
okay.
I like that card art. There's all these
Wait
like
a minute. Go
cogs
back and
stuff.
rethink Temporal Mastery.
Temporal
When you-
Mastery, Eternal Witness, Sword of Light and Shadow, Skull Clamp.
When you cast that card, it exiles Mitch. Awkward for you.
That's why I told you to rethink that card.
I apologize to the people I was playing in that EDH game with.
You can time walk though. Time walk doesn't exile, right? No.
Time
You
walk's
can't play
illegal in
Time Walk
EDH.
in EDH.
I play it anyway.
You can play the big Time Walk. I
Yeah,
guess.
big time walk. Time
I just
warp.
not-
Time warp.
I don't see
That
Sage
one.
of Hours seeing play really in anywhere, but it's still a mythic, so I'll probably go get it. That's just how I work.
I will trade you my Sage of Hours for any temple you have. I promise.
I
No,
will
I'm
trade
okay.
you my
Like,
Sage of
just
Hours.
because I want it doesn't mean I don't understand prices. There's a difference.
When I'm taking infinite turns with Sage of Hours, I'm gonna be laughing at all you guys.
Yeah, and your feature match of the finals with GP, right?
I'm guessing.
Of course.
Modern, right, too?
I'm guessing you're gonna equip it with Godsend too, right? Because that's the next card we're gonna talk about. Ooh, look at that transition.
That's a bad idea.
What's a god?
Segway!
Segues are awkward. Godsend.
I want it to be a sword, please.
It's Godsend is
Please?
it's a sword that wanted to be a sword, is what it is. It's 1 and 2 white, legendary
It's actually a
artifact.
spear.
It wants to be a sword.
It
Yeah,
wishes
that's
it
the
was a
point.
sword.
It's a spear. It's not as good as a sword.
What did I say? Oh, I'm sorry. I meant it's a spear. Did I say sword?
Yes.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry to all the people listening. I'm terribly sorry. 1 and 2 white, legendary artifact, equipped for 3. So you're paying 6 mana equipped it to the first creature. Equipped creature gets
Wait,
+3.
White mana too.
It's
Yeah,
legendary. It's legendary, so I can't run 4 of it and equip 4 of it to something.
You can't. No.
Like I could do with my Sword of Fire and Ice.
But
That I run as
That's
a,
infinitely better.
You're
that I
missing
run
the
as a
point.
one of.
Mitchell, equipped creature gets +3/+3. Whenever equipped creature blocks or becomes blocked by one or more creatures, you may exile one of those creatures. And opponents can't cast cards with the same name as cards exiled with Godsend. So, if your opponent is dumb enough to block or let you block their Pelokronos, against your 1/1 that's enchanted by this thing, they can't cast Pelokronos for the rest of the game.
Nobody's ever going
Whenever
to do
a
that.
creature blocks, everybody's ever blocking this card. Right? And if they do, you probably lost the game, or you were already winning no matter what.
So what you're saying is it's pseudo unblockable.
It's real bad.
It's
It's
real bad.
worse.
What I'm saying.
on
Real bad.
Equip for 2. Has protection from something.
It
Deals
doesn't even need protection.
Deals combat damage to a player, exile target non-land permanent, and then opponents can't cast cards exile with the same.
That is a very playable card. Even if it costed 3 to equip, it'd still be playable.
So if you're saying if it gave it the buff and said instead of what it says, if it said when this enchanted creature deals combat damage, exile non-land card.
It could even be a less of a buff at that point. 3+3+3 is probably fair, but this card's just bad. It's cool. The flavor is one of the best in the set, but it's real bad.
What about for limited or
Limited is good.
It's good and limited.
Yep. Snapkeep.
EDH?
Bad.
They run one ofs. I'm gonna remove your one of.
That's
oh
what I
wait,
thought.
you can't cast it now.
Okay.
Oh no.
You can't cast all of your Shadowborn Apostles now.
Now, here's a question, though. Someone brought this up to me, and I didn't know how to respond, so maybe we can find out real quick. Okay, so the last part of this says, opponents can't cast cards with the same name as cards exiled with Godsend, okay? So, if you somehow manage to copy someone else's, or like if someone else manages to copy someone's, like in a multiplayer game, if they copy their commander, and you exile it with this, can they cast their commander anymore because the copy's been exiled and it says exiled cards with the same name can't be copied.
What kind of a copy are you talking about? Like a clone?
Like a copy. If you want to go clone, yeah.
A
Because,
Riku copy.
Any kind of a copy. If
like
it's a
it is a
token,
copy.
If it is a token copy, when it becomes exiled, it is not an exiled card underneath the Godsend. Also, if it's a clone and it's a copy of
It's
your
just
commander,
clone.
it's the name of that exiled card is clone. Clone can't be cast now. Commanders wouldn't be affected.
Okay, that's what I wanted to say that
They
because I was
made
like
this card
tokens
sure
disappear.
That it's not.
Yeah,
But who's blocking with their commander?
people.
Even if your commander gets exiled by it, it's not actually exiled. It goes to the command zone. and it can
Unless
still
they
be cast.
really want it to be exiled for some reason.
I think the worst part about Godsend for me is that it's 1 and 2 white, and I don't ever play white enough to make it that.
That's why you don't like it?
I don't care about its other stuff. I don't care.
It could just say 1 and 2 red and say
Oh, it'd be perfect.
If it said 1 and 2 black
One-
or 1 and 2 red, yeah, I'd run that all
1
day.
and 2 red and have no text on the card.
Oh, I'd run that. Yeah,
I would
seems
run
good.
that in every deck I played. Because most of my
Moving
decks are
on.
red or black.
I'm proud of
Yeah, that's bad. Don't play it.
50 cents.
Really?
No, it's too iconic.
Yeah.
But it's bad though.
It is
play-
bad.
Play it limited. Never
So what
play
you're
this card
saying is
constructed.
I need to get a binder of this card.
There are some
It's
EDH
fine.
decks that still want it for flavor. Like, for instance, one of our friends keeps saying how much he wants this card for his deck.
I will trade it to him for all of his shocklands.
He doesn't own any.
He owns none, but he
For
would
all of his
still want
temples.
this. I don't think
He
he
doesn't
owns
own
any.
There's his problem.
But I say around $2 Mythic Rare again. I don't see much.
It'll probably be 5 to 6.
5.
2 or 3.
I will probably never be happy about opening this card.
I will. This card's sweet and limited.
It's really good and limited.
Not in limited. I mean, just like cracking packs.
Oh,
Why do you
well,
crack
no.
packs?
Because I love doing that. I'm
Then-
extremely irresponsible with my money.
Me too.
You're a college student. We all are. We don't have money for that.
Speaking of being irresponsible, again another segue. I'm really good at this. Let's talk about revels or parties. Eidolon of the Great Revel. 2
Okay,
red.
I was gonna say, where are you going with this?
I have a plan for everything. Eidolon of the Great Revel. 2
Trying to
red.
make puns.
2/2. It says Weenie Decks and Red Burn beware. That's word for word what the card says.
Yeah, it's double red.
Yeah, I know.
Red, white, and next standard. Yeah. Devotion Enabler. Yeah.
You think so?
The best thing about it is it's double red. That's
Yeah.
why
Like,
this card's a
for
good
example,
in the-
Tidebinder
in-
Mage.
Yeah,
It's a bear with 2 mana symbols.
with sometimes relevant ability.
I like the flavor text and the
Sometimes
card
this
art.
Eidolon of Great Revel is going to hurt you.
I agree with you about the flavor text and the card art.
Flavor text and card art.
What if this card only hurt your opponent?
Oh, that'd be sweet.
It would be. Yeah.
That'd be sweet.
Yeah.
It'd be real sweet.
It would definitely be in
Oh,
sideboard
it would
right
be.
now.
It would definitely be included in like Red Deck Wins in Modern
Mm-hmm.
because you play this thing and all the removal is cheaper than 3. A lot of the cards are cheaper than 3. Like, and it doesn't hurt you. Like,
What if this card only? But if it only hurt them, but it only dealt 1 damage.
I still think it puts you like the Red Deck Wins deck in Modern.
Mhm.
Sometimes finds itself just unable to push through that last few points of damage, and
And
this would do
this
it.
gets that. Yeah, I agree. Too bad it's not that.
Yeah, too bad. Yeah, no. If you actually play this in your Red Deck Wins deck, you're gonna go remove Simian Spirit Guide, remove Simian Spirit Guide, Goblin Guide, Goblin Guide. I'd kill myself.
Yeah.
Oops.
Well, you don't actually cast. I mean, Spirit Guide.
No, I mean, but you're taking 4 off of your Goblin Guide,
Which
Yeah.
instantly negates them being on the field to
For
swing.
some reason, you're running.
Okay,
a
it
bunch of
doesn't
shelf
negate
lands.
them. You don't care about your life total if you're mono red.
True. Okay, fair
It's
enough.
just you don't want to kill yourself.
Price for this, the Eidolon of the Great Revel.
This is definitely an up in the air card. This
Yeah,
could be anywhere from
nowhere.
$2 to $20 if it sees a whole lot of play.
Right
I
now,
think-
like, just based on what is in standard with
I
like,
don't think
mono
it's
black,
relevant
mono
right
blue.
now. I don't think it's relevant right now. I think it might be relevant in the future, and that will determine whether it becomes, a decent card or not.
So we'll just cast this one as up in the air.
I really enjoy the fire on it. If you look at the art, I like how like
It's like it looks like a shape of a man.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's really cool.
I think it looks pretty sweet.
Hey, I think that's the Eidolon.
Oh, hey, guess what? You're probably right, but I like how it was like ambiguous enough to still look like flames.
It has that star belly. Yeah.
All right, moving on.
Okay, the next one, Silence the Believers, which is
That's your pet card.
it is okay. I was thinking about this card when I first saw it. First of all, let me explain. Silence the Believers, 2-drop or 4-drop, 2 and 2 black, instant speed, Strive for 3, 2 and black,
Multi-kicker.
multi-kicker for 2 and a black, exile any number of target creatures and all auras attached to them. So when I first saw this card, I was like, oh, that's like a really expensive removal. And then, I was thinking more about it. It's one more than Hero's Downfall. It's an instant speed.
That doesn't target planeswalkers.
That doesn't target planeswalkers, but it does hit bestowed creatures.
It's 1 mana more murder.
But it hits all of the bestowed creatures.
Or,
One of the things.
or 7 mana. Kill 2 creatures.
Or 7 mana murder with reverberate.
Ooh.
7 mana, 1 more than 2 murders.
Yeah. But the art, though, that's brutal. That is a brutal art.
Oh
Looks
yeah,
like
I just
he's like-
noticed that.
I wanna.
He's like
I'll let them.
so-
I'll let them go.
Wait,
I'll
is
let
that
them go.
slashing
Who is that
his-
in the background?
that's-
Is that Xenagos?
That is Xenagos.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
the-
it's
What is he doing on a black card?
He's definitely gonna be black, red, green in this set. He's gonna have another
he's gonna
creature
have another
card.
god?
Yeah.
He's gonna have another creature card.
No.
No,
He's gonna be
stop.
5 color, and he's gonna be Xenagos, god of the I stole all the other gods' powers.
Yeah, I could see it.
Does he win?
I don't
He-
know.
He's 10 of each color of mana, and he says at the end of every turn you win the game. Start another game underneath this table.
It seems
We're
fine.
not going to go there.
Alright.
We're not starting.
But the art
okay.
is super brutal, and I'm
I
cool.
want to say something real quick to defend this card because
Yeah.
you guys ripped on it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
let him go.
Yeah.
Let him go.
All right, let's go.
Every card in Theros right now, or the majority of them, are enchantment creatures, enchantments, stuff like that. They become creatures when you destroy the creature that is bestowed upon them. So you 1-drop and then you bestow a creature on that and stuff like that. This card says for 4 mana, you have no bestowed creatures, they're all exiled. If you try to build a bestowed, all of them are gone.
Besides Boon Satyr, are there any bestow creatures in Standard?
Yes.
Not used.
Not right now, but I'm looking at this for when Theros is...
Let's talk about this card for limited. Let's talk about what it's relevant for right
You
now.
pick it.
For right now,
It's
I
a
think...
removal spell.
It's 4 mana.
It's a removal
perfectly fine removal for Theros limited because the removal you're working at common level with is like Sip of Hemlock and Lash with the Whip.
And you're actually going to hit a lot of auras with it because
Yeah,
a lot of
people are
bestowed
building
creatures happen in limited.
tall.
So in Limited, this card really shines right now because Bestowed is a thing
Limited
in
All-Star
Limited.
for black removal.
But for Standard, Hero's Downfall, I think it's just way better.
It is, but this is still another form of removal that I can see Black playing.
So they're going to play 4 Heroes Downfall. How many of this card do you think they'll play?
None in main board. I don't think in main board. I feel like this is something that they would run in
Here's the thing,
sideboard.
though. I think if there's going to be decks that are going to be if the metagame's going to include decks that this is going to be good against for inclusion in your 75, it would be main board that you would be including it in. You wouldn't include this card sideboard, I don't
It's
think.
not. It's not directed enough.
And that of course is under the assumption that mono black devotion is still a thing, once standard and stuff rotates, because they're losing a lot
I think
of
Mono
their,
Black will stick around in some form.
in some form.
Herald of Torment seems really good in the next standard environment, just going into it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just looking at it from the fact that they're losing.
It still has Thoughtseize.
It has Grey Merchant. It has Whip. It has Erebos.
It'll be a different deck, but I think
It
it'll
will
still
be
there.
different. It'll
It's
be.
not going to be Pack Rat the deck.
No.
It's not going to be Pack Rat. It's not going to have the Night Veil Specters.
I mean,
it's not
the
going to have the
original,
Desecration
the
Demons.
original Mono Black Devotion lists weren't even running Pack Rat, so...
Yeah.
That's true too. But I think that this is a card that definitely can become something. I just don't right now I don't see it being anything, maybe a sideboard card at its best right now, but that is still something. But I think that for down the road, I think that this can be something that Mono Black would run in sideboard, definitely.
Price?
I want. Before that, I see that Channel Fireball was the one that got this card. I just want to see what LSV writes about it. I'm interested.
What, Channel Fireball writes about silence?
They write about their preview cards.
Who do they have writing it?
Usually LSV.
All right. I want to.
He always makes jokes out of cards. Like this card is, I don't know.
So, price of Silence the Believers.
50 cents.
50-cent rare?
Yeah, seems reasonable.
Probably 50 cents to $1.
I'm going to say it's that low unless it does actually end up seeing play, in which case it'll probably go up to like $3 or
In my friend's casual deck.
You're saying this, and then I'm going to laugh when it does become a thing.
Buddy, you want to trade this for a Deathrite Shaman?
Yeah, you do. How about 2 Snapcaster
You're
mages?
gonna be
Seems fair.
laughing when you silence
Hey,
the
so
believers.
I-
I'm going to silence all of the believers. Huh? Yeah, more puns.
So this guy, Yellow Jacket, opened up a Silence the Believers, and I traded him 2 Snapcasters for it.
We're
We're
not
gonna move
making
on.
puns to other shows. We're moving on.
We're gonna move on.
Alright, what's next, bro?
Underworld Coinsmith. White and black, 2/2, enchantment creature. Constellation, which is another new keyword. Whenever Underworld Coinsmith or another enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 1 life. It has the activated ability, white, black, pay 1 life. Each opponent loses 1 life.
This card's sweet and limited. And probably sees playing some sort of constructed deck.
White, black bears are good and limited. Let's reprint Tide Hollis color too.
This card might... I want to see if there's any white-black devotion deck that runs the new white-black god, if it's any good.
I really... Etherios is the one god I've been waiting for since like I found out its name and stuff like that, and I really hope white-black becomes a thing. And if
It's already a thing.
But I mean like... I don't know how to... Like a top 8... Like a top 8-er sort of thing.
That's like
white.
top 8s frequently.
Does it?
I mean, like the top 4 are mono blue, mono black, and blue white.
That's what I
And
want it
then
to be
the
like...
rest
no,
of
that's true.
Then the rest of the top 8 is every other deck.
Right. I want it to be like you can say, oh, I'm running white black, and people are like, oh wow, okay, I know that deck. Like
do
sort of
know
like how Gruul Monsters has
People know the
gotten
deck though.
up.
People do know that the Orsov minions.
Yeah.
It's not like it's not like early in this standard format where people didn't think
Okay,
that.
fair enough. Yeah, but like I do like the how it's sort of like it fits White's colors really cool, and the flavor text on it is
I like
awesome.
the background.
The card art is incredible. I do really like the card art, and the flavor text is also very cool.
I agree with you.
Limited play, I think it'll.
Oh, it's
It's
sweet.
limited.
It's super
yeah,
great.
Limited is
Yeah.
awesome. Not an EDH. I don't.
1 white, 1 black, pay 1 life.
Unless you're
Each
running an
opponent loses
EDH
1
life gain,
You
life
gain life
lost
equal
deck.
to life lost this way. Yeah, yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you don't have to tap it. You just have to have a lot of mana and have more life than your opponent, and
And
then you can win
and
the
it's
game.
better.
Like when my Sarah Sanctum taps for 50 mana.
It's a bear and a soul sister.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of, but with enchantments and you know.
But I mean, like it's Theros limited.
There's laws of enchantments.
It's a
Alright,
soul sister.
We don't know this card. Where are you going?
Well,
next?
we're almost done.
Yeah.
Oh wait, it's an
No,
No,
uncommon,
that's
so
an uncommon.
it's
We're
it
not
doesn't.
talking
Yeah,
about
we don't
price
need-
here.
We don't talk about prices with uncommons.
Unless they call
Popper.
Blubber off. Or
Popper.
Force of Will.
Look, nothing's ever gonna be forcible ever again.
We're just not going to go to Force War right now.
Okay, so the next one to talk about is Logan. This is the card you wanted to talk about.
Alright, sweet.
Eidolon of Blossoms, 2 and 2
Best
green.
card in the set.
2 and 2 green, 4-drop, 2/2.
I don't want to
Constellation.
hear from you. This card's the best card in the set.
It is the best card in the set. Constellation, whenever Eidolon of Blossoms or another enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, draw a card. Before we say anything, this is green saying draw a card.
By the way, this card's bad. Don't play it. I just think it's really cool.
I like it.
You're about to complain about it, but didn't you say the best words in Magic are draw a card?
Yeah, but like this is not
this-
good draw.
Well, win the game is probably actually the best card.
No, I don't want to win the game. I don't want to win the game. I just want to make my opponent not be able to win the game.
Yeah, just get so frustrated that I have 7 cards in my hand and they have 1.
I
At
would
all
like
points
to
in the
say
game with nothing on board.
Except this.
if it was 1 and 2 green for a 2/2.
It'd be way better.
1 and 2 green for a 2/4.
For a 2/4. So you want it to be Courser of Crew fix.
Yeah.
And then also like let you draw the cards that it reveals.
No,
Or 1 and 1 white, 0/2 gets +2/+2 for each aura attached to it.
Stop now.
No.
We don't need to continue.
This is basically like a quarter of that.
But this card,
That's half of that.
basically, I think this card has the most potential in the set.
I don't know how I feel about it yet, but I run Naya Hexproof for standard, so I'm going to try like one or two of these most. It's a little on the really high end scale.
How would you ever like cast this card?
Because it's not uncommon.
Well, the standard version does end up playing more lands.
Yeah,
a lot more lands
it does.
Than, like, the modern.
The standard version's not nearly as fast paced or anything.
Isn't
like that.
there just like an enchantment you'd rather just throw in your Hexproof guy than play this guy?
Depending. There's a lot of times when the Naya Hexproof deck list will get to a point where it doesn't have any draw power. So you've played all your enchantments, and now you're sitting there hoping that you can, do stuff. With this card, if you can get this on the field on turn 4 after you've enchanted your guy, this is saying enchant, draw a card. I have more fuel now to stop if I'm at a, if I'm at a draw with someone and we just are like going back and forth. This is the card that puts me over the top because now I get more draw power.
Next standard, green X mid range. This goes in it, maybe. Possibly.
Yeah, it has a chance. Do you guys agree that it has the most potential?
I say yes. I say so far.
I really like this
Besides
card.
lands, obviously.
Well, yeah.
I mean, there's other things I think are on the same level of potential as it, but
We'll get to those in a minute. Like the next card.
like the next.
What is the next
what's
one?
The next card. Okay, well, before we get to the next card, let's not jump ahead. Price for Eidolon of Blossoms, because it's a rare, so that matters.
50 cents.
$1.
$3.
$3? $3 on the upscale?
I'm hoping for this card. I'll buy him at 50 cents.
I'm gonna say
I
it's
will
gonna
too.
start low, and if it does end up seeing the potential that I think it has, it's gonna rise in price to about
Yeah.
4 or 5.
It's gonna go right into my junk box.
You're oh my god.
It's going
Is
to
it
go
'cause
right
it's
into another...
part of the green of junk?
Oh, and I'm bad
Are
at
there
puns.
no blue or red cards
Oh.
in that pile?
We're not going into this.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry.
So many people quit watching right there.
That's fine.
You lost viewers.
Good. No,
So-
I love you. Don't leave.
The next card, Dakra Mystic. 1 blue, 1/1 creature. Blue and tap it. Each player reveals the top card of his or her library. You may put the revealed cards into their owner's graveyards. If you don't, each player draws a card.
All I'm saying is blue-black control with all sorts of disruption.
I don't like that it lets, both of
You have all the
If
options.
it said only you draw a card, this card would be dumb.
I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying, like, the fact that...
You get to see the cards, so you can make your decision about whether or not you want them to have it or whether you want to just get rid of it. If it comes to it, like, you can just get rid of it.
Right. And I'm assuming because it's in blue that, if you have a card that you really like on top and you're kind of worried about theirs, you probably also have some answer in your hand, too, for when they do end up playing that card.
You're not using this really for... You're pretty much going to ignore the draw card part. You're really you're looking at this card for a disruption card.
I think the best part about that is that, like, okay, especially in Standard now, there's a lot of scry mechanics and stuff like that. This card says all those cards you just scried, I don't care about them. Go to the graveyard.
Does this being a merfolk have any implications?
Modern Merfolk or...
I don't think modern merfolk would play this
No,
card.
because
I think it's too
maybe if its
slow.
ability was just... If it didn't have a mana cost for its ability, it might see like an amount of play.
Mhm.
Just either to draw another card or act as disruption for the mono blue variants.
Yeah.
Because the other variants.
Those
would
are the
be
most
like,
popular variants, though. The mono blue is usually where it. play it.
But there are like the blue splashing for Thoughtseize variants.
Yeah.
That run that.
Or
as
Path
the-
to Exile is the one with splash white.
What about Limited in...
Nope.
I don't even like it that much for limited.
I think it's definitely fine in limited.
I don't like it
Playable.
that much.
It makes Mulligan's way better. If you mod a 5 but have Island Dakra Mystic in hand, I think you have a much better chance to win that game.
It's playable.
I'm not arguing that it's not playable.
I think it's a little bit slow, but I think what Logan said it
But
is
like
true.
the blue black control deck, for example.
Well, yeah,
In
if you're
Theros
playing
limited,
slow.
even in the Theros limited environment, like the blue black control deck with shipwreck singers and sirens and stuff, like
True.
it'd be
Okay.
happy to have this.
Yeah.
It's control card. It's a control card.
EDH playable?
I don't think so.
No.
As a hug, I
As
feel
a hug?
Maybe as like
Yeah.
another Howling Mine or whatever.
Another Howling Mine.
Yeah.
Don't we just have? There are like 2 more Howling Mines printed in the set or something, right?
Yeah, there's like 3 Howling Mines in this set for blue. It's awesome.
Big EDH hug.
Before we go on past this, I just now was like looking at it while you were all talking. The card art and the flavor text are really, really cool. the flavor text says choices are rarely as simple as they seem, which is
That card art.
so
Yeah.
the flavor text in addition into what the actual mechanic does about how you have a choice. Do you want to put both of the cards into the graveyard, or do you want to draw the cards? And then the card art with the pearls being opposite colors,
The
like yin and yang,
yin yang clams are
and the
sweet.
choice having good and evil and good in the same. I think that
Yang clam.
it's a really cool card art.
Actually, the next magic card, yin yang clam.
Secretly, this card's gonna flip over, and it's gonna be Vendilion Click.
Whoops.
Moving on.
Moving on because it's uncommon, so we don't care about the price. So,
Unless it's Force of Will.
unless it's Force of Will, because...
There are other uncommons that are expensive.
Remand. Helix, Path to Exile.
Okay. Citizen Tactics. 1 and a green, instant speed, rare, strive. For 1 green more. Until the end of turn, any number of target creatures you each get +1/+1 and gain tap, this creature fights another target creature.
It's really sweet and limited.
So limited, this is the bomb of green in terms of removal, I think.
Green didn't really have much removal in Born or in Theros. Not very good removal. So Citizen Tactics is amazing for a green deck.
I don't
Also-
I don't even care about its removal aspect. Just the fact that you can cast it as
Heroic triggers.
Like-
heroic trigger,
yeah.
heroic trigger,
you
heroic
can,
trigger.
You can cast it like an overrun in limited.
Yeah.
I like it because the strive cost is only 1. So you pay 4 mana, you get to target 3 creatures, trigger all of the heroics, and you can use them for removal if necessary.
Green white, you have Heliod, you have a bunch of heroic dudes. Swing in, heroic your board, tap them to fight all of their creatures. They don't have creatures to block, and you win the game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can do that. I mean, you can't do that, but you could do that. If you live in Magic Christmas Land, you can do that.
Logan.
Hey, but
I'll
someone
do it.
sitting at this table's got that.
Logan lives in Magic Christmas Land. He
Please
can do
make
this.
happen.
Well, I'll do it.
Okay.
First
But
draft.
Good.
what you said is true. Like the green-white heroic, the Citizen heroic deck, although it might be casual or it might be
Are there any vigilant heroic guys?
vigilant heroic guys.
Let's
Is there
go
a
check
cat? Is there a
Yeah, the cat, the white,
The
Vanguard?
Vanguard of
Vermaz? Vanguard
That
of Vermaz.
has-
But doesn't it make tokens?
It makes tokens.
Okay,
yeah.
well, but that's not.
You want ones that give 1/1
Yeah,
counters and stuff.
you want 1/1 counters. You can make it a bigger overrun or whatever.
I don't know if there's anyone like that.
From 1 to Pack Rat, how good is this in limited?
From 1 to Pack Rat. Well, I never got the chance to play with Pack Rat in limited, so.
Really?
I'm sorry.
That card was dumb. No, I'm not sorry at all. That was a dumb limited card.
Really good.
It was
I
like-
I mean, it's Pack Rat.
See, I like to join Magic back in, I like to quit right before and then join back up right after all the really cool sets. So, Zendikar, I got to miss that. Return Ravnica, I got to miss that.
You got Theros, though,
So
with all the
it's-
standard playable cards.
No.
To explain Pack Rat in Limited, you play that if it sticks, which, removal is a little bit short in Limited. You have a stack of 40 Pack Rats to throw at your opponent.
I don't think it's that dumb.
I think Citizen
Oh.
Tactics is
I don't think it's
in
that
terms
dumb.
of limited. I think it's
That's really
it's
strong,
fantastic
though. I
though.
don't think
I
it's
do.
that
I don't know about standard. Maybe if heroic does pick up in standard, but I don't know if it will.
Blah.
Heroic's
The
a
only time it
very-
could possibly make it
Black.
into standard is if, No, it's not even going to make it, because they're going to be designing these sets to not have heroic in standard, because they want standard to be a slower environment.
Devotion's such a much stronger mechanic than Heroic is.
I mean, I still think it's a good card and can be used for green removal aspects. It's 2 mana that says my big creature gets fight until end of turn, at the very least.
Army Raid.
Yeah, exactly. And Domri's going out, so this is all of my creatures can fight now.
Doesn't accrue card advantage as well.
No, it doesn't, but I mean...
Tap. This creature fights another target creature. For each creature that dies this way, draw a card.
That would be stupid and probably not be a rare, but a mythic.
How about price on this card? What do you guys think?
50 cents.
I don't know. $1.50.
50 cents to $1 is our
$1 or $2, something like that.
It takes a lot to impress me.
Yeah, we can see.
Temple of Epiphany.
Okay, last...
You're only on guaranteed value.
So the last ones we're going to go over are the pre-release promos for
Blah.
Journey Into Nyx.
Blah.
Don't say blah.
Blah.
Stop it. Stop it.
John, bring your
On the
charity
record,
tips.
This is one of the worst things Wizards has done in a long time. I hate this whole seeded pack. Everybody gets the same rare. It's bullshit.
I want to go back to time.
First swear word of the night.
Oh,
Yes.
I'm pretty sure
No,
I
you said
that.
fuck earlier.
Yeah.
God, stop it! I don't want to have to edit.
Yeah, fuck you, Ryan.
I hate you all.
No, but I wish we could go back to pre-release promos like Emrakul.
Right? And they're not playable, like in...
Yeah, no, not
You're
playable. No. Everyone doesn't get to have Emrakul in their limited environment.
No.
But that sounds like a really good idea.
Is Emrakul even good in limited?
No, it's awful.
No.
It was really bad.
That's what I thought.
You took it, but just because you wanted the card, not because...
Just because it's a $40 card.
Are we actually
It
gonna
wasn't.
are we going to talk about the promo cards, or are we just going
I
to
hate
bash on
most
how
of
they all
them,
suck?
like...
Except for
They don't all
Dawnbringer Charioteers.
Yeah.
Charioteers.
I had to correct
Pick
you, they don't
white.
all suck.
White's the best color in Theros.
If you don't pick white when you're going into Journey into
You're
Nyx,
obsessed with dragons.
Yeah.
me?
No.
No,
Whoever
I'm saying-
picks red is because they're obsessed with dragons.
And I don't see any decent reason for picking any other.
And everybody that picks blue... The only reason blue is anybody's favorite color is because it's the best color in Magic.
But like, you want to pick white and then just be blue-white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right.
I played Jund, and I'm agreeing that blue-white is the way you want to go with this, because
I'm happy with any white X heroic deck in Theros Limited.
They printed Wingsteed Rider, then they made a smaller Wingsteed Rider in the next set, then they made a larger one with Lifelink.
Yeah,
By smashing
that is
together
but
Wingsteed
it's rare.
Rider and Insatiable Harpy.
They took a common and an uncommon, and then they made a rare.
Common plus uncommon equals rare?
Yes.
Yeah.
This is the Wizards math right here.
Wait, what was the uncommon?
The uncommon was Insatiable
Insatiable
Harpy. 2/2 for 4 with Flying Lifelink.
Yeah.
I do have to. I mean, do you want me to list off the rest of these, or should we just be like Dawnbringer Charioteers is what you're
What's
running?
the black one?
The black.
Doomwig
Doomwig
Giant.
That's
Giant.
the black one. I guess you could argue for that and like.
If you're running,
I guess you can
features.
argue for it in blue-black control.
It's still really bad.
It's still really bad, but you can make an argument.
I'm just sick of all these dragons in Theros.
Dragons.
When's the last time you saw a dragon in Greek mythology?
Yes.
Well, I've seen Hydras.
Yeah, Hydras.
Too many Hydras.
When's the last time you've seen a dragon?
When Theros came out.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry, when Born came out.
I mean,
The
yeah.
last time I drafted.
The other ones are really flavorful to Greek mythology and stuff, but then
Hey,
there's
but dragons!
It should be satyrs. Red should have satyrs. Nothing but satyrs.
But dragons sell sets, apparently.
Well, yeah.
And
Filthy casuals.
though Spawn of Thraxus, I really enjoy just because of its art. I think it's really sick.
The art is really cool, yeah, but I
I
mean...
wish you could be on a better card.
Yeah, right. I wish it could be 4 to 5 mana
Thundermaw Hellkite.
and be Thundermaw Hellkite with new art.
I mean, I don't... You play white.
You pick white.
You pick the white
You
pack.
get there early and make sure there's enough white boxes so that you can pick white.
Because everybody's going to want the white one.
If you're not playing the white one, please explain why. Comments below or something, and yell at us for our folly in this.
And then I will yell back at you with the YouTube channel and my YouTube channel and his YouTube channel
I
too.
won't because I respect your opinions.
I respect your opinions if you can prove to me why, but
I won't because I don't have a YouTube account.
4-drop, 2/4 flying
Be a
lifelink
goof
with
plus.
heroic. That is just such a good bomb for the environment, for the sealed environment that it's going to be in. As a
Google
promo.
Plus. Yeah.
I'm gonna fly over all of your creatures, gain life, and get bigger.
Yeah, exactly. And it comes out turns before the other ones.
Ooh,
I love
what
it
if-
because if you heroic him twice, he already has a big enough butt to survive Spawn of Thraxus.
And
What if-
because you're
alright,
in white, you're gonna
Alright,
be
now
heroic.
what if they printed a 1 in a white instant speed card that targets a creature, does something, I don't really care what it does, just so that it procs heroic, it doesn't kill the creature you're targeting with it, and then has the ability, whenever you gain life, return this card from your graveyard to your hand.
What are we
Stop
talking
dreaming.
about?
So I'm not gonna lie, I just did not pay attention to a word he said.
He's basically saying if
Magic
everything
Christmas
good
Land.
could happen, what would happen?
Magic Christmas.
Magic
What you
Christmas
do is you -2 your Jace, and then reveal Sphinx's Revelation, Jace, Supreme Verdict, and you're like, oh, I guess I win.
No, it wasn't that. It was a Jason 2 Revelations.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That's even worse.
What do you split that in?
Are there any other cards before we wrap this up? Or are you just gonna sit there and cry now?
Fuck Jace.
Okay, so he's just gonna sit there and cry.
Yeah.
The other two gods to come out still are Etherios, God of Passage, the white-black, and Farika, God of Affliction. Personally, I think those are the two that I'm most excited for, which is funny because I don't think either of those are like what most people are excited for, especially Farika. I think most people are passing her over.
Maybe if she's a good reanimator target.
It's because she's a woman. I'm sorry to all you female.
Oh
Magic
my
players.
god. No.
You're great.
There's
I'm glad
not-
you're in this game.
I mean, there's not as many of them. Like, nowhere near as many.
But they still exist, and
Yeah,
we
they
should still be
exist, and
respectful.
And I'm glad they're here.
Good, thank you.
What
Thank
was-
you for
was-
listening to our video.
What was Gatecrash the first time a woman top 8 at a Pro Tour? So it's happening.
It's
Del
happening.
Tora.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's happening.
Stay strong.
I
Army
think she's
strong.
overrated.
Wow.
Well, goodbye, everyone. I'm done.
That
here.
was the
Goodbye,
best.
Internet. Signing off. I'm Mitchell. I was joined here by Ryan, Mike, and Logan. You'll see us next week, same time, probably not.
Probably not same time.
See you later.